KG4DVE repeater system.
CQ, this is KN4IMU, calling the Tri-State 2-meter net into session. My name is Michael, and I will be your net control operator tonight. This net is sponsored by the River Cities Amateur Radio Association and meets on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. This net meets on the KG4DV repeater on a frequency of 146.940 with a negative offset and a tone of 107.2, as well as the NAQA 145.390, negative offset with a tone of 136.5, and the NAQA 444.600 positive offset and no PL, as well as on Echolink at KG4DVE-R and NAQA-R. This net is an open net. All amateur radio operators are invited to participate in the net tonight, and the only thing you need is a valid amateur radio call sign. Following FCC rules, this net will yield to emergency traffic at any time during the net meeting. When you're asked to check in, please state your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your first name. After the check-in process, we'll give each station a chance to make a comment or announcement. Rechecks will then be acknowledged and coordinated through net control following the check-in process. This is KN4IMU, host of the Tri-State 2-meter net. Before we begin tonight's net, are there any stations with emergency or priority traffic for the net? Okay, hearing none, we'll start taking check-ins for tonight's net. As always, we'll start off with our time-valued stations first. Stations short of time or wanting to check in and out, please call now. Alright then, here and then we'll move on to Echolink stations. Any Echolink stations wishing to check into the net tonight, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8, Papa Tango November, Ken Flatwoods.
Alright, Ken got you in there, K88PTN. Are there any other Echolink stations? Alright then, we'll go ahead and call for check-ins anywhere, and if anybody has a topic for tonight they want to ask, feel free to pass it along, otherwise I'll just pick something up off the fly. So, any stations anywhere that would like to check into the Tri-State 2-meter net, please call out.
Please check in Kilo Echo 4, Echo Whiskey Sierra, John in South Ashland.
AA8WI, Bernie.
Alright, I got John checked in, I got Bernie checked in. Any other stations wishing to check into the net tonight?
KB8 SRN, Gary, Medford area.
Alright, Gary, got you in there, KB8SRN, and I think somebody was trying on the 9-4, wasn't quite making it. If they want to try again, still taking check-ins for the net tonight. Any stations anywhere, please call now.
Kilo Delta 8, Whiskey Tango Golf, Tom, beautiful Muletown.
And I got you in there, Tom, K88WTG. Any other stations wanting to check into the net? Any stations anywhere, please call now. And it sounded like somebody was trying to get on the 9-4 there, but just barely making it, if they want to try again.
Did you get us, Mike?
No, I didn't. Maybe I doubled with you guys. Check you both in, Jennifer.
tonight. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, not a problem. Sorry about that, but yeah, I got you guys on the list, and I got you in and out, and you all have a good evening. Any other stations looking to check into the net tonight, please call now. Alright, we will check again here in a few minutes, get some more people in here. We'll go to the top of the list. We had no in and outs tonight, up until Jennifer and Mike there, so we didn't have any starting off, I should say. And, anyways, what was I going to say? We'll start off with our check-ins tonight, and the topic for tonight, trying to avoid the political side, of course, given the current, quote, gas shortage situation, which we all know what's causing that. Do you have a backup plan for fuel or food or anything like that in the event we have an emergency? Since one of the things about being ham radio is being prepared, of course. We talk about radio stuff, but we'll change it up for tonight and talk about other things like fuel and food and that kind of thing. Do you have any sort of backup plan for that? So we'll start off with Ken up there in Flatwoods, KD8PTN. Ken, how you doing, man, and what's your backup plan?
Roger, Net Control. My backup plan is just going to be doing what I can. Maybe we ought to address this. Maybe Daryl can have a presentation or something about what we're going to do. The reason I'm saying that is everybody looks at ham operators as a nerd or a nuisance until we're needed, and then we're worth our weight in gold. I just don't want to be standing there going like, well, I'd like to help you, but I don't have any backup plans, so I need to think about what happens in case something happens. Over.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was going to talk to Chris one night about doing something along the lines of that kind of preparedness, so we may have to talk about that. So, anyways, Ken, appreciate you checking in, and do appreciate the suggestion there. I do need to see what we're going to do for next week. Anyways, have a good evening, man, and we will talk to you soon. All right, next we go to South Ashland, KE4EWS. John, how you doing, buddy? And what do you have for backup fuel, backup food, that kind of thing?
KE4EWS. Well, I've got some of that doomsday food in those big buckets, for one thing, and I've got that power supply that I was telling about the other day. But I'm kind of sad right now. One of my best friends, she died, got hit by a car and crushed, and I'm kind of sad about that. KE4EWS, back to the net.
Well, John, we do appreciate you checking in, man, but we're sorry to hear about your friend there. Do hate to hear that. We'll say a prayer for you and for their family as well. But we do appreciate you checking into the net tonight, man. You have a good evening, and we will talk to you soon. All right, next up we'll go to Bernie, AA8WI. Bernie, good to hear you checking in, man. How you doing, and what's your backup plan as far as food and supply, fuel and supplies go?
Good evening, Mike, to you and everyone on the net. I guess I'm woefully unprepared because I don't really have a backup plan at this point. That's something that I should put in place, but currently I don't. I mean, at one time I think I had backup, plans for radios and things like that, but over the years that's kind of dropped off on me, I guess, and so I really don't have a backup plan right now, so I need to do that, I suppose. So anyway, I hope everyone's having a good evening, and I will turn it back to you and wish everyone 7-3. AA8WI.
All right, Brian, appreciate you checking in. Yeah, you're not the only one. I say I probably should plan a little bit better. But anyways, do appreciate you checking in tonight, man, and have a good evening, and we'll talk to you soon. And we'll go up to Muletown now. We're starting off with Gary, KB8SRN. Gary, what's going on, man? And what's your backup plan supplies-wise?
KB8SRN, good evening, Michael, and everybody on the net. Well, you know, we went through an ice storm there. I don't know, when was that? 99, 2000, I don't remember. But I learned a lot from that, and trying to buy gasoline in places that didn't have power was an experience, and a learning experience at that. So since then, I've tried to keep all my gas cans full, all my vehicles full of gas, and always be prepared. I thought that I could siphon out on my truck or whatever if needed for a generator. And we keep some canned foods around, and for it's not going to last forever, but hopefully it will last long enough to get us through an emergency. Emergency preparedness is one of the Boy Scout merit badges that I think is a very valuable merit badge to study. So it's very important, more so now than ever before, I think. There's a lot going on in this world. Back to you, KB8SRN 73.
All right, Gary, appreciate you checking in. Yeah, I'd say these past storms have definitely taught us the lesson on being prepared there as far as that goes. But those are some good ideas. I wish I could keep a full tank in my truck, but I'll probably start doing that from now on anyways. Luckily, diesel hasn't been too hard to come by. So have a good evening, man, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, now we'll go to Tom, KD8WTG. Tom, I know you're all over the place usually. What did you get into today? And be interested to hear what your backup supply plan is. Tom, you still in there? KD8WTG. I'm not sure what happened with Tom there, and then Jennifer and Mike were in and out, so that brings us to the bottom of the list currently. This is KN4IMU, hosting the Tri-State 2 Mirror Net. And we'll go ahead and remind everyone, next Tuesday the 18th will be our monthly club meeting and test session. It'll be at 6 o'clock will be the test session, and our meeting at 7 o'clock at Belafonte Restaurant in Ashland. So I do want to remind everyone that, and of course don't forget the Tailgate Hamfest next Saturday, May 22nd, at the Callisburg Train Depot, 497 26th Street. So I do want to pass those along. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and call for more check-ins now. Any stations anywhere that would like to check into the Tri-State 2 Meter Net, please call now.
KUM in ugly target area neighborhood West End.
All right, Jim, got you in there, KD8KUM. Any other stations wishing to check in tonight? Well, Jim, I guess we'll go over and see what's going on there in the West End tonight. I know you guys stay really prepared over there. What's going on with you, man? And the topic for tonight was emergency preparedness, but instead of radios, everything else, food, fuel, that kind of thing. What's going on with you, man? And how are you prepared next time the next big thing happens?
No, absolutely not. My next big thing is they put a notice on my door about Shining Huntington. And I'm in a target area, how you like to be in a target. That's one of the reasons I don't like computers, never have, never will, is because what people can do, and anybody and anything, they can figure out some way to mess you up and find your identity and do all that stuff to it. So I stay away from it as little as possible. And it doesn't really mean anything to me. I barely live day by day anyway. and things are changing fast. And all the stuff with what they make you do and programs they put you on. So I don't drive anywhere much anyway. I haven't spent in gas in the last half a year or so. And most of it's on mowing the grass that you got to keep up. So I went and bought. I took my 2-gallon can up and got some gas today to mow my grass, so the code enforcement don't get on me. So that's my life. KD8 KUM. Back to you, Mike.
All right, Jim, appreciate you checking in. Have a good evening, buddy, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, we're at the bottom list again. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go and throw myself on the list and bring us up to 9 so far. As for my day, it's the same old, nothing out of the ordinary. Made some meatloaf for dinner and just got done eating it right before the net started. As far as preparedness, I'm still working on that. I try to keep some canned goods in the cabinet just in case. Probably should have some backup fuel and whatnot, but don't really have anything to use it on. Say the only thing I need is diesel for my truck right now until I get a good generator. And then, as far as also that goes, I also keep, once I take a gallon of milk, whenever it's emptied out, I usually try and keep it, or, something like that, and try to keep water in it just in case there's another water outage, because that's one thing you always got to anticipate, because especially here in Ashland, the water department doesn't really do a great job of keeping the lines intact. So I think that answers it for me. Break. Don't forget the Portsmouth Radio Club Net tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on these same repeaters. It is Traders Night, so if you got something to sell or wanting to buy, make sure you check in. And then 8:30 p.m. will be the Ohio Valley Aries Races Net, and that'll be on the 146.610 and 146.715 repeaters, as well as on Echolink at W8SOE-R. And I keep forgetting, I forget the exact name of it. There's a net on Fridays at the same time we start the Tri-State 2-Mirror net over on the Vanceburg repeater. AE4SK is the call. 146.775, negative offset with a total of 100. They also have a net on Fridays at 8 o'clock. I can't remember the exact name of it, though. If Brent pops in here, he may be able to tell us. But they do have that net if you want to check in that before checking in over here. I won't hold it against you. Break. So I guess with that being said, we'll just go ahead and do a final call for check-ins, and if we get nobody else, we'll go ahead and close her out for the evening. Since it is Wednesday night, I'm sure some people are at church. But anyways, final call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-Meter net. Any stations anywhere, please call now.
WXAG Mobile.
Alright, Gary got you in there, WXAG Mobile. And, anybody else out there looking to check in? Well, Gary, it's all up to you, man. What's going on with you? How was work? And topic for tonight was preparedness off the radio. Fuel, food, that kind of thing. What's your plan when the SHTF comes around?
When what comes?
I call it SHTF. It's words you really can't say on the radio. Basically, given the current situation, which we won't go into because we know everyone's opinions, but given the current situation with fuel shortages, what's your plan if we get into a situation where fuel is scarce or food is scarce? Do you have a backup plan as far as those go?
Well, I might have to get me a bicycle and ride a bicycle to work.
That's one way to do it. Other than that, man, how's your day going?
That's been a good one. I went to Cincinnati today, and I got back in, I don't know, it must have been around 3:30. Fueled the truck up, or the van, and then I took it out there for the guys to load it. So anyway, everything worked out good. Got home in time to eat a sandwich and then sat down and kind of rested a little bit and then jumped in the shower and got ready for church. And they'd already taken up, but, you know, I don't think I missed hardly anything. So, been a good evening. Good day, good evening, and just a good time now.
Alrighty, Gary. Well, we appreciate you checking in, buddy. Hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow night on the net. Hopefully you get home in time. Have a good evening, man, and we will talk to you here soon. Alright, one more call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-meter net. Any stations anywhere, please call now.
Recheck, Mike.
Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I had a landline there. A customer called me and gave me an order, so yeah, that's the reason I didn't answer back there a while ago.
Okay, wasn't sure what happened there, but glad you got back in here. Well, we'll go and give you the mic then. What's going on with you, and what's your backup plan as far as fuel and food goes?
Well, the fuel, I don't have that much. We do have a couple of generators we use with shaved ice. I try to keep my vehicles full if I can. I know that eventually goes out, I realize that, but I remember the shortage, or so-called shortage, back in the 70s, and a lot of people stored a lot of gasoline, and some of it was dangerous, and so on back then. You really had to be careful how you store gasoline, and you don't really want to carry it in your vehicle any more than you really have to, because it's very dangerous to do that. And you want to store it properly. I may, fill up a couple of 5-gallon jugs or something, maybe something like that, maybe, to have as extra. And I do have some canned food here at the house, and some that kind of stuff that I can fix. So that's kind of a backup plan on the food. I got a new plan there. I'm going to start storing gasoline in plastic bags. Gary, I'm not even going to comment on that. Alright, I'm going in the grocery store. Had to throw that in. Catch you guys later. WX8G.
Alright, Gary, you be careful out there, and Tom, appreciate you checking in, buddy. And, well, at least you're somewhat prepared. Have a good evening, man, and we'll talk to you soon. Alright, one more call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-meter net. Please call now. Final call for check-ins for the Tri-State 2-meter net. Please call now. Well, I think that's all we're going to get tonight, so we'll go ahead and close her there. I'd like to thank everyone that checked into the Tri-State 2-meter net and those above all the net is being conducted. We'll close net at 8:26 p.m. with a total of 10 check-ins. And turn all repairs connected back to normal amateur use. Again, don't forget our club meeting next Tuesday, the 18th, and don't forget the Tailgate Hamfest next Saturday. We do still have some tickets available for the giveaway for the Autumn Colors Express fall foliage excursion, so don't forget about that. This is KN4IMU Net Control, and I'll be clear. And KN4IMU, I'll be taking down the link.
N8QA disconnected.
KG4DVE repeater